Hey guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you will not regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. Guys, this morning on my way to work, I'm about to jet out now. I saw something on my news feed, and I had to do this story before I left out. And as of yesterday, the White House just spoke up and made a statement about Shanquella Robinson and her case. And we all know she was killed in October of 2022. Now here it is, 5 months later. The White House is just responding. Even with Ben Crump and them going last week down there, the family, and making a public press conference pleading for justice for Shanquella, the White House just made a statement. And I'm gonna play this 2.5 minute excerpt. And there's three things I noticed, and I want to see if you guys noticed them too. But before I jump on that, let's take a look. Check it out.
A letter to the White House about this case. This young woman was killed in Mexico in October of last year. The suspect is in this country, along with those back here, along with those who were present during the deadly beating, okay? He sent a letter asking for extradition of the suspect to Mexico for the Mexican authorities to deal with, or if not, take jurisdiction of it here and deal with it. What's next? What's the White House willing to do?
So let me just first say our hearts go out to Ms. Robinson's family and friends. It is devastating what occurred, and certainly the tragedy is just devastating. And we've been following the news here, but because there's an FBI investigation underway, there's very little that we can say. We got to, as you know, we are very careful about criminal investigations or any investigations that are currently happening through DOJ, in this particular case, FBI. But our hearts go out again, to the families, and I would have to refer you to the DOJ and the State Department on this.
Let me ask you this. So since there's an FBI investigation, does that mean nothing happens until the investigation is complete? Or, the United States has extradition treaty with Mexico. Is all of this contingent upon the FBI investigation?
What I can say is there's an investigation going on, so this is something that the FBI has to speak to. So that's why I'm referring you to the Department of Justice. And it's also an issue of the State Department, again, so would refer you to the State Department as it relates to another country and the diplomatic conversations that occur there. But again, this is something that we're clearly following here, and our hearts go out to her family.
And last question on this, though. Are there capabilities for the United States to take jurisdiction over this if it doesn't go, if the suspect is not extradited back?
Look, April, I understand the question, and I appreciate the questions, all important questions to ask of me. But again, there's an ongoing investigation, so I would refer you to the Department of Justice.
But process, not necessarily the investigation.
But there is a process that's currently happening because of the investigation, so I would refer you to the Department of Justice and also the State Department, as there are, this is a diplomatic issue that needs to be handled on that end.
All right, guys, you just seen the press clipping. Listen, what are the three things you noticed? From my perspective, in my opinion, the first thing I noticed is, by the way, that's White House Press Secretary, what's her name, Karen Jean-Pierre. That's who that lady is. You see her sometimes. So a lot of people don't know who she is. That's who she is. First thing I noticed with Miss Pierre was this. She seemed like she wasn't prepared for that question. Then when she got the question, you see in her face like, here we go. So that lets me know one thing. She's been asked this before outside of interviews in the press, and she seemed like she was annoyed. That's the first thing I noticed. It seemed like she wasn't prepared for the question. She was annoyed. Another reason why I think she was annoyed, why I say she was annoyed, right as the lady was getting to the end of her question, she interrupted and started talking immediately. Yeah, okay. And she started talking like she couldn't hear no more. That's the first thing. Second thing is, as far as the case, it's been 5 months. She told the lady, oh, you got to go and take that up with the Department of Justice and the FBI. Okay. I understand her saying that, but this is my thing with the FBI and the Department of Justice. She said it's an ongoing FBI investigation. Okay. Yeah, it happened in Mexico, but it's all on tape. You got a victim and you got a violator. Now, am I saying the case is open and shut? I'm not saying the case is open and shut with what led up to it, but the bottom line is this. I've had a Fed investigation, a Fed interrogation, and I failed it and was caught. Now, a lot of people don't know, like if you're in a penal system or whatever, if the feds want you, they will come and get you. And it's like it ain't gonna take no 5 months after a video is out of a girl getting brutally beaten to death, circulating all over the internet. With names, with faces, they got all the names who were there. And what's the investigation? Why is it taking so long? Listen, the reason why I brought up that Fed investigation, and I'm keeping it real, a lot of guys out here know this. If they got them people in, the interrogation tactics where they separate them and lock them all up and put them in different rooms and all that other stuff, the feds are like that. All you do is talk to them, and they psychologically question you. They don't just question you like a normal police officer. These is college education people to be FBI agents. They're psychologically trained to get the truth out of you. They would have got this done. This would have been an open and shut case already. 5 months is way too long. Way too long. Like she diverted. Hey, go to the FBI. Go talk to them. Yeah. Listen, the White House looking at that like it's not a White House issue. They're passing it off. Hey, Department of Justice, that's what they handle. FBI investigation after that's over. But that's the thing. 5 months seeing something that was on film, plain and simple, something's not adding up. It's not adding up at all. And another thing is that I noticed near the end of the statements, when she was getting interviewed, it just seemed as though they were like, oh, it's out of our hands. It's out of our hands. We feel bad about everything. Listen, this thing is taking too long. It's taking too long. Now, they made a statement, right? Let me get this last thing. They made a statement. I think something will happen, but it's going to take a long time. Now, in my past videos, I said, oh, well, I think it's a diplomatic issue and all this stuff. And they brought that up. Oh, it's a issue of diplomacy and all this other stuff. I don't know how government works. I don't know how it, there are other pressing things in the nation and all this other stuff that they're going to say is more important. But the bottom line is this. I think if Shanquella Robinson was white, that he would have pushed this thing because it would have made more news nationally. See, the reason why I think it made national news, but it would have stayed in the news longer. You know what I'm saying? You got the mother on TV going to the White House. Oh, that's the perfect story. You know what I'm saying? If she was white, they would have pushed this through. Something would have happened. Now, I'm not saying all of them would have been arrested, but some move would have been made in an expedient manner because it's embarrassment on America. Part of the reason why I think this is slowed up is because it's not important to them. It's not. It's not an important thing. And they probably look at it like, oh, there's millions of videos of people fighting and stuff. What makes this different? And that's just my opinion. Will Shanquella Robinson get justice? I think she will, but they're going to slow drag this thing. Like The Last Dance. They're going to slow drag this thing. Like I told a lot of people, I've made a few videos on it. And, when news comes out and I think about, how it will reflect on my view audience, I'll do a story on it, like today. But the thing is this, I just think that it's not important to them. I think behind the scenes, they're weighing the cost of shipping these people out. Because, everything's money and numbers and all of this stuff when it comes to the government with spending and all of that. They're trying to average out if this thing is even worth pursuing. Even though somebody was killed, it didn't happen on what? American soil. It's an issue with Mexico. It's just funny how they do things sometimes. This girl was brutally beaten by people that was considered her friends. Violated, got it on camera. Our parents can probably dig up that tape somewhere or go on the internet and see stills of what happened to their daughter. And that's a sad thing. Something got to be done, man. It's like sometimes we don't look at the psychological ramifications of what a victim's parents go through because it didn't happen to us, or it wouldn't happen to us in the circles that we were in or the family members that we had. And I think that's BS. It's a lack of compassion. Sad thing. I think she'll get justice, but I don't know what type of justice she will get. And I think it's going to just take a long time. Like I said, keep talking about it. Just keep talking about the case because for some reason, Jean Pierre, seemed like she was annoyed when it came up. So somebody's in her ear, or that lets you know the White House do know about this and people are saying something. Hell, we don't know what happened last week with Ben Crump. She might have got mad over that and brought that up. Like, oh, damn. Because I'm gonna get that news reporter credit. She tried to deflect. She kept coming back at her. But she came at different angles where the answer would be different, but it was the same thing at the end. And I think Karen Jean Pierre was not ready for that. And it says a lot about how how the White House feels about this case. Guys, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Go back and look at the video in this video. Tell me what you think. She seemed like she was annoyed. Or like, damn, I don't want to answer this. You know. But as always, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm on my way to work. I'll see you guys in the next video later on today. Take care.